Hi everyone, Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. So, cheat day, treat day, I call it defeat day. Anyway, I wish I had done this like around Thanksgiving, but alas, things come to me when they come. How are you? So, as some of you who have watched me may know, I'm not a big fan of calling it a cheat day or a cheat. I just don't like the word. It has a negative connotation, and it means you're doing something against some moral, some code, some ethic, some boundary, some set thing that you have inside of you that heretofore has been following along. And when it comes to food, we know what that means. And so if you've been following your food program and doing a good job, and suddenly you're presented with, or you plan, a cheat or treat day, it's really a defeat day. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you should feel full, satiated, and content with what you're putting in your body, unless you plan on something that's rare and appropriate. And rare and appropriate is when you have something planned that isn't your regular food program, that will be all tied up in a bow. No, I don't believe in a full day of it, because I know what happens with that. To go from breakfast to snack to lunch to snack to dinner to snack, that's a disaster. And it can railroad not only what the scale says, which is what we're beholden to, but also what our head does. If you light up that addict inside of you, you don't know where it's going to take you the next day. And if you have things in the house that are still there from your cheat, treat, defeat day hanging out, it could look tempting to do it again. And I don't know about you guys, but once I get to day 2 or 3 of having those things, I'm a goner. It's not good. So rare and appropriate for me is when you think about one little thing, like say you're going to a dinner, or in my case tonight, a wedding on New Year's Eve. You're going to do something, and it's tied up in a bow. It has a beginning, it has an end. It is not a day-long, week-long, season-long, open up, go over to the trough, and just bury your head. So, first of all, it's a treat. It's a rare and appropriate treat. And if you are cool with your program and treating it with the respect it deserves, you know it will have a beginning and an end. Now, I want you to think about cheat. I want you to think about what a cheat day is, or a cheat thing is. If you were a diabetic, would you plan to have cake? Would you plan to have ice cream? Would you plan to have candy and call it a treat day, a cheat day? No. You can't do that, because you have the disease of diabetes and you have to treat it with respect. And that's how I look at my food program. I don't eat grains. I had some on Christmas Eve. It was rare and appropriate. It was gluten-free. It didn't spark me, which is fortunate, right? I only had one breadstick. But I don't, no wheat whatsoever, and no added sugar. Every now and then, like I might have frosting tonight on the wedding cupcake, but you know, a diabetic can't deviate from their plan. They may have already done it, and that's what got them there, or they may just have that metabolic thing, and it just is a tragedy with what happens. And it doesn't necessarily come from sugar. It could come from wheat turning to sugar, turning to the disease. So a diabetic can't take a day off and can't have a cheat day. And that's how I look at my low-carb, high-fat food program. And I know that that's how some of you look at your Smart Points now. And you have a plan, especially if you're lifetime and you want to maintain that. You can't just do willy-nilly stuff with your food plan. I can't not track. I had a month where I wasn't tracking. I was tracking my low-carb, high-fat on my tracker with Weight Watchers, and then I stopped doing Weight Watchers, And now I do the Lose It Premium, and it tracks my ratios, which is great, of fat, carb, and sugar, and protein. And that's what I want to know, because that's what I'm aiming for now with the program I'm on, which is a deviation of the Bulletproof diet, because I do allow dairy. So anyway, because I'm not having 2 pounds of beef. So, cheat day, treat day, defeat day. Be careful. You want to take care of yourself. And for some of you that escaped having things that you wouldn't have, how great does that feel the next day? Aren't you proud of yourself that you didn't have it? You didn't have the thing that wasn't planned. It's different if it's rare and appropriate. But if you went to this place and your favorite, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, was there, and you practice the skill of squinting at these things, or thinking it through, thinking how you're going to feel, thinking of when is my weigh-in day, you know, how we all plan those things. I mean, if you're a female in America, you know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm talking about. You know how it is so ingrained with us. Ingrained. I love that, being a grain-free person. And so, really, you need to take care of yourselves. We've got one of the final pushes tonight, maybe tomorrow with New Year's Day brunches. And I don't know if any of these sites give calorie counts, fat counts, sugar counts for some of the fancy brunchy type drinks you can have. But whoa, what you could do to your blood sugar with some of those. So be careful. You don't want to turn your cheat item or meal into a cheat day, into a cheat few days, into a string of things, especially after weigh-in, where you think you've got the grace of 6 more days before you weigh in again. Don't let this take over. It's not a good thing. Need to stay satiated and, you know, have that little bit. If you're on the smart points and, you know, you're struggling because what you used to have for fat, you know, now is off the charts, and you really have to think about it. The fat is what's going to be satisfying to you. The sugar is just going to trip all kinds of circuits inside of you and want more, want more, want more. And switching to sugar-free, desserty items is just not good for your body. It's just not. And you guys know that. And if you think only until I weigh 120 and then I'll give up the fake sugars, don't do that to your body. Learn how to live with what you got that's wholesome. Real food, real results, really nice and calm and content in your head when you take care of yourself and don't overdo. Pick your priorities. One of my priorities is my Bulletproof Coffee. And, you know, it's in my tracker. I'm going to have it. It can hold me for hours, and because of the fat that's in it. And so I'm okay with that. You know, I used to leave the house having eaten breakfast at 5, 6, 7 in the morning, depending on what time I had to be where I was going, sometimes training, so I'd eat at 5. And now with the Bulletproof Coffee, I'm good to go for a few hours. So then at 8 or 9, I can have my breakfast, because I'm up, you know, between usually 2 and 3. And today was the end part, the 3. I got up at 3. And so, be good to yourself. Think of, you know, when you're thinking of having something, think of, does a diabetic get a day off from their food program? I don't think so. Not without huge consequences. And even though having a treat or a cheat is not the same as messing with your disease of diabetes, it could still trigger your brain, your addict. It could awake that monster inside of you, wherever it lurks. I guess mine must be in my head. I call mine Ms. Slick, and she is. And she's going to figure out something. She's always got a plan. She comes from the hood. She's a ghetto girl, and she knows exactly what to do to the sane, sober Sarah to get what she wants. I battle it all the time. it doesn't go away. It just gets maintained. And so that's what we try to do here is exchange our skills, trade off what works for us in the comments, and then we can have great days. We can always be tweaking our program, but we're tweaking it for its most optimum benefits, not how to get away with something. You can find that on other sites where they tweak their program. After their weigh-in, they're going to go have that num-num that they've been eyeing with the green frosting or the caramel topping or whatever at Dunkies, whatever it is, or the peppermint latte, whatever these things are that I'm seeing people read. Is it going to be worth it? What does that do to you? You know, if you're good and honest and track and have integrity all the other days of the week, and then you just go ahead and have that and start bargaining with yourself for the rest of the day, well, I just won't have that, and I just won't have that. You know where that leads. You know how that sets that thing in motion that, for me, because I'm an addict, I don't know what it's like just to eat too much. It sets it into motion, and I could get into trouble. I don't want to get into trouble. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. So be good to yourselves. Stop calling it a cheat day or a cheat. Think of it as a treat. Make it rare and appropriate, and you know days in advance that you're having it. You're not haphazardly shoving it in your mouth and saying, oh, well, I'll go into my tracker and start adjusting. Don't kid yourself. If your tracker's being tweaked all the way through to dinner, then you're in that defeat mode, aren't you? Anyway, let's aim for a 2016 that is just filled with everything that we always wanted, more than the weight loss or the maintenance. That head part matches, and you just don't ever want to go back into that hood. No ghetto girl thinking, no Ms. Slick for me. Have a wonderful day. Track, hydrate, enjoy. Until the next time, this is Sarah. Bye-bye for now.